The dark times are here. Yes, I'm going to say that the dark times are here to stay. In this video, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the things that I've had to do while back against the wall, hitting rock bottom, unemployed over a year, facing deportation, completely embarrassed, completely facing my worst nightmares, thinking that I was this one person, then facing the fact that I fell short on all the dreams, all the goals that I set for myself. Yes, people on the outside perhaps didn't see it, but when I was alone with myself, it was obvious. I wasn't the man that I wanted to be. And at that very moment, my bank account closed, credit score at 490, which is horrible. As someone with master's degrees, coming from a good family, with good values, seeing myself lie, cheat, seeing myself act in front of other people, seeing myself chasing people that did not have anything for me, doing things that weren't aligning with what I really wanted in my life. I had to make a decision. And that decision completely changed the trajectory of my life. Now, almost 40 years old, 10 years into fitness, completely transformed my body, completely transformed my love life, relationship life, completely transformed my relationship with myself, and completely changed my wealth journey, feeling like I'm born again every single day. And no matter what life throws at me, I know that I'll be all right. And in this video, I want to tell you the specific things that I wish I knew earlier. And it all started with getting in that zone. One thing that I didn't know at that very moment was that by embracing the dark times, I actually started the most beautiful journey in my life. Going into the darkness and removing all the bright lights, the attention from everybody else, the fear of missing out, leaving all that on the table, shutting off social media, shutting off all the different specific engagements that I had with social circles that I was in, and zoning in and facing the very emotion that I had at the moment, which was the emotion of shame, the emotion of disappointment. And that is when I realized that my thoughts and emotions were actually my greatest friends, were my greatest superpower. One thing we truly don't realize in our lives is that everything that we need starts within us, like little seeds planted to give us the resources, to guide us. Sometimes those things might give us tough love, to test us, to shape us, to form us, to mold us. Sometimes those things are going to feel good. Sometimes they're going to feel bad. But each of those feelings are actually the things that we need in the exact moment that we're in. Your pain can become your power. The disruption can become your intention. At that very moment, when I first decided to get a free trial to go to the gym, it was from a place of shame and power. It was from a place of, hey man, I don't have anything in my life right now. I don't have a job. Nobody is here to support me. And so I'm gonna go and focus on one rep at a time. But the energy that I brought to say, you know what, forget about everything, let's go all in, that came from the place because I knew that something deep within me was truly hitting me to my core. And that very emotion was actually a blessing. It made me push and do the extra reps, the extra sets. It made me go and research those videos on YouTube on how to do the exercises. Those are the exact things that push me to look for jobs, but also to tell my own ego to say, hey man, we need to get out of here. I don't care what you said you can or cannot do, what you won't do. Everything is now on the table. And that was a beautiful thing. Because yes, I still had preferences. I still had things that I wanted to do. But by removing this initial bias, I started seeing opportunities. I started seeing windows where before I saw walls. Instead of thinking that I was this one person that was only looking for jobs in this specific industry, that was only doing these specific things in my day, thinking that these other things were corny, loser, whatever. I said, you know what? Everything can be me. That's truly when I embarked on a journey of exploration and discovery. I started getting jobs, minimum wage jobs. I started doing internships that weren't perhaps paying me at the moment. I started talking to people that at the surface perhaps didn't have anything to offer me. But those are the exact things that taught me perspective, that taught me strategy, communication, leadership, that taught me emotional intelligence. You'll be surprised at how these jobs, these relationships that you aren't paying for are actually the things that you need in this moment to build you up in the person that you're going to be, that will be able to deliver on the things that you want in your life. Everything in your day can be the source of your breakthrough if you allow it. Everything in your day can be your purpose if you allow it. And when I truly allowed that to truly hit me, I really started getting to know myself in ways that I never allowed myself to before. Instead of seeing myself as this guy who had to be successful and show a smile, show strength every single moment, I allowed myself to be vulnerable. I allowed myself to be a beginner. I allowed myself to be a fool. And in that process, I started breaking down my fears. Because I had to accept that everything wasn't meant for me. That every shot I was going to take was not meant to succeed. But that every attempt I was doing, everything I was in, had an infinity stone from which I could learn and get better. The process of betterment is a process that truly doesn't show up at the surface. It's something that is truly embodied through the process of showing up and facing the very things that you think you don't want in your life. But the thing is, you think you don't want it, but you actually do. The person who's consistent, disciplined, is also someone with feelings. Is someone who's also overthinking. Is someone also with an ego. But when you have this power of intention and you are present in your life, you can actually channel your ego, your emotions, and those thoughts flowing through your mind as superpowers. When you actually learn to embrace yourself instead of rejecting yourself, you learn to see the beauty of your dark side, of your ego, of the side of you that you think are soft, the sides of you that you think are too dark. Those are the side of me that allow me to push myself into the gym, that push me into reading the books, that push me into waking up early in the morning, that push me into challenging myself again and again. And you right now have so much of that just locked in you right now. And you're just one step away. Because one thing that I realized is that all it takes is one step. And when you have that mindset that you're going to take it truly one step at a time, meaning to not compare yourself to the version of you that is 100 steps ahead, but to have 100x goals that make you more engaged as to why this particular step is important. That's the difference. The person who gives up is someone who is so focused on the 100x goals that they don't actually focus on the present. But the person who executes again and again is someone who has that 100x vision as the why as to which they need to be present right now and do what they need to do. The truth is, in so many times in your life, that vision may not be clear. But whenever that vision is not clear for me, the present grounds me again into my humanness. To know that I'm not supposed to have all the answers, but that the only thing that I can control is right now. And when I understood that, I started doing 40 minutes of cardio, 1 hour of cardio, losing 50 pounds in the span of 4 months, my first year into the gym. And then from there, building up a base of muscle building, taking it one rep at a time, one workout at a time. Sometimes just as simple as the 3-second rule. 3, 2, 1, rocking myself in the bed and boom, out of the bed. And then after that, it was done. I was going to go to the gym anyways. Allowing myself to not stand in my own path. Allowing my thoughts to be guided towards the execution. How do I do this? How do I improve on the craft? Instead of allowing my thoughts to instead ask myself, why is it that I need to do this or that? When I allow myself to make my overthinking, my overfeeling, turn into my superpower, I became someone with so much purpose and energy, limitless purpose. Everything became my purpose. And then from there, I started mastering the specific skills that I was in, the technical skills, and how to execute the specific craft that I was into. But then also the intangibles, the communication, the strategy, the sales, the marketing, the emotional intelligence. When I allowed myself to get away from this identity that I thought I was this or that, I truly started falling in love with the learning, with no specific deadline in my mind, but with a sense of urgency, with instant gratification being now a positive, because the doing was the gratification, was the validation, to know that I was showing up for myself. I started refusing to accept that I needed to wait to be happy. And that instead, happiness could be in just the expression of myself, the creation, the contribution, the connection to everything that I was doing. Whether it was as simple as just a little meal with myself, or watching a video, or even watching someone do something, allowing each moment to give me strength, to give me gratitude, to give me appreciation. And it's in those moments that every single day I start breaking down that hate that I had with myself, and I turn into love. But what I didn't realize is that they were right there, close to each other, and all it took was for me to actually open my eyes and see the blessings that was staring at me right all along. And start realizing that no matter what I do, there will be things I do not control. There will be people talking this, or that. And I'm always one move away from losing everything. And so it's my decision now to decide, how do I want to go out in my life when it's all said and done? What is going to be my legacy? And when I allowed that to truly hit me, to accept that, I truly started to see life now almost as a farewell tour, as an opportunity to give everything I got until the very last day. I said, you know what, I don't know this, I don't know that, I may never reach my goal. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go all in and give everything I got until the very last moment. When I started embracing this mindset, the things that look so scary to others, to say, to do, to try, I started doing them almost effortlessly. It became part of my identity to be someone who showed up and showed out. Not someone who needed to act like I was better than other people, no. And when I did that, I started growing in ways that I cannot even articulate. My body started changing, yes. I started getting a job, yes. But the real victories are the victories between me and myself that I can never truly articulate and that no one will ever see but me. Those moments of integrity, those moments when I realized the beauty of life. When I allowed myself to be happy and successful, to stop believing everything around me and actually live my life, experience my life, and see everything as not necessarily a problem to be solved, but an experience to be lived. I truly started to see greatness. And everything from consistency to fearlessness now became almost a side effect, as I became so committed to my own life instead of being an observer, a stranger to myself. I started getting to know myself and being my own best friend. You are exactly where you need to be. And I'm going to dare to say that this very moment you're in right now feels so difficult because it is working on you. And through that process, it only requires one thing. And that's for you to see the opportunity that is staring at you all along. But if you do not do that, you'll be the person that gave up when they were 1 inch away from their biggest breakthrough. You can achieve things that you can never imagine, physically, mentally, spiritually, financially, everything. But all it takes is one step at a time. Disappear, become unrecognizable. As always, fam, wherever you are, wherever you come from, you are destined for greatness. Get busy living, not busy dying. Love.